Good afternoon, I'm Gail Johnson. I teach how to build and manage a successful career at the University of Texas at Tyler in their College of Business and Technology. And we work hard all semester to prepare students for that all-important interview experience. At the end of the semester, we have an activity, an event that we call the mock team interview. And it's where we invite businesses from around the East Texas area and the Dallas-Fort Worth area to come in and help our students prepare. It begins with networking, where the students learn to walk up to a stranger, introduce themselves, start a conversation. And then we move to mock team interviewing, where the students then will join 4, 5, or 6 of their colleagues around the table, and the businesses will practice giving them questions, behavioral-based, open-ended type questioning to get them ready for those tough question and answer sessions. We finish that up with Q&A, so the students get to ask some of the questions and get some insights from the business professionals.
You know, we're giving them the tools that they really need to go into an interview and be very polished.
Many companies that are very supportive of our students and helping them to be successful, whether it's an internship or that final career full-time position.
This one young lady came in and she had just sat down and her cell phone rang. And she said, "Excuse me." She did say, "Excuse me." She got up, she took the phone, she walked out of my office and went out in the hallway and was gone in about 3 or 4 minutes. Took the phone call, came back down, and just didn't say another word, just came and sat back down. Not, "Sorry, my mother's sick, an emergency at this," just nothing. Didn't say a word. Well, that interview lasted less than 5 minutes, I can promise you that.
LinkedIn works. That's how I got my job. I got called out by a recruiter. They're like, "Hey, your LinkedIn profile looks like it would match this. Would you like to come in for an interview?" "Oh no, Miss Johnson, she doesn't know what she's talking about. I'm not going to put all this stuff on my LinkedIn." It works. Listen to her.
Other social media, that's the first thing we go to. I mean, when we're screening candidates, that's the first thing we look for to get for integrity, the type of person you are, the people you're hanging out with. Look at what you got out there. We find it and we review it, and we definitely use that as part of our screening process.
I do work for the government. And I'm going to tell you right now, whatever you have will follow you the rest of your life, because basically we're going to go back that far.
Find out one thing about their history, about the company, about the values. Make sure their values match your values. You're not looking for a job, you're looking for a career and somewhere that you'll fit. Because if you fit, you're going to benefit them. And that's what they're looking for.
I want to see who you are, the real you. I will intentionally throw in questions just to see if you're being real.
Know your company. If you're going to go interview for a company, do your homework, because we've done our homework, and know something about the job that you're applying for. That's incredibly important to us.
You take the opportunity at the end of the interview to ask questions yourself that shows that you're actually interested in the position you're applying for.
Just because you're offered a job does not mean you have to take it.
I think it's a great opportunity for the students to get to hear from business professionals and people who are out actually working in the real world to get some of that experience and that knowledge base that those people have gained.
It absolutely is one of the best things that the University of Texas at Tyler offers. Basically, it prepares all of these young men and women for the real world. And that is actually something that makes my job at the Workforce Commission much easier, because they are prepared. They are the answer to what the employers are looking for.
This event definitely helped me whenever I was looking for a job, because you don't get a lot of real-time interview prep, so you can go over it with like a roommate, you can go over it with a parent as many times, but whenever you're dressed up and you're actually in front of people who are evaluating you and giving you feedback, it's so much different and it's so much more helpful.
To me, it's not only a way of giving back, but it's also a potential pipeline. I am Director of Human Resource for a very unique company. We look for very unique skill sets, and inevitably I meet some wonderful veterans. I meet some folks that they've not thought about the type of work that we do, and you can see the wheels start to turn. So planting the seeds, it's not only a branding for our company, but selfishly kind of building that pipeline for talent too.
Today we had someone sitting at our table that was within the first 5 minutes of meeting him. It was someone that I was interested in recruiting to our company. We get to really see what's important to the students and get to integrate with them and kind of figure out the best way for us to recruit.
It's one of the things that I always look for when I'm hiring, when I'm looking at college students. I'm looking at what have they been doing while they're in college. Are they working in a way that's productive to what they're planned to be doing? Shows a foresight and vision for what they're going to be doing.
I think it was pretty quick to see the ones that did it to pass the class and the ones that did it because they want to see a future for themselves.
I was on LinkedIn one day updating something and saw that they were looking for a new service director at a Camping World in Bossier City. Hit apply. I didn't have to fill out anything. The next day I got a call. 2 days later I had an interview, and about a week later I was hired for the job.
How to Get a Job class helped me tremendously in making sure I was fully prepared for the interview. From dress to being able to prepare for specific questions, and to go above and beyond and eventually ask questions to the employers themselves. So it definitely benefited me in the long run.
Probably gave me a little more confidence, especially in the negotiating. When I went in and actually had received an offer, they asked me what I thought my salary should be. And I did my homework and bumped it about 10 grand, and they came back and gave me 5 of that. So it was worthwhile.
It provides tremendous value. It's one of the most rewarding classes that I could have had out of any that I've taken at UT.
I'll go to job fairs at colleges, we'll hold events at colleges, but nothing of this caliber.
When I was interviewed with Southern Glacier, I was asked several questions about if I had come across different situations and how I handled it and what was the outcome. And so being able to almost role play with that before the interviews was really great, and I would definitely encourage it, as I did today with my students, to always be prepared. You know, you always feel pride when your teacher points you out in class, but it's an extremely different level of pride when your teacher asks you to come back to a room full of students and show what you've done and what you've accomplished, and kind of promote you and promote your company that you're proud to work for. So it was honoring, very honoring.
Absolutely. You go into these interviews without having had this class. I would go into an interview and just tell them what I've been doing recently, not telling them full stories, setting up examples. Every detail along the way, what the solution was, how I succeeded in a certain scenario, but having that story planned out ahead of time instead of stuttering through the interview and trying to remember stuff, and then on the way home remembering, man, I should have said this, I should have said that.
As you can see from the accolades from both the businesses and the students, it's a great event. We've been doing this now for over a decade, very successfully, and it continues to grow and expand. We've presented at many of the national conferences as well as locally and nationally to businesses. Again, thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions or I can provide you with additional information, please don't hesitate to contact me at the UT Tyler website. I'm in the College of Business and Technology, and again, it's Gail Johnson.